All over the world, leaders of each country has at one point officially addressed their country people over the gruesome coronavirus pandemic, giving the world a sleepless night. Nigerians had wanted their president Muhammadu Buhari to toe that line. However, yesterday he did in a grand style which was really applauded by many Nigerians. If the listed measures to fight this coronavirus pandemic is adhered by the people and implemented by the federal government, then it will really delight all and sundry. However, there's one big mistake the speech writers really made that shouldn't be swept under the carpet because of its gruesome inaccuracy. Take and look at this. 50. Furthermore, although schools are closed, I have instructed the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development to work with state governments in developing a strategy on how to sustain the school feeding program during this period without compromising our social distancing policies. The minister will be contracting the affected states and agree on detailed next steps. Wow. I thought the school had closed. Where will the school children be packing in the feeding? In their home? How? We sitting at home? Possible? It is really obvious that this speech isn't recent. It must have been written when the school was still ongoing. The speech writers came up and added a few new things to pad it up. They tried, but there is a little goofing. So, guys, that is what people have been talking about concerning that particular statement. And I have come across a lot of people who said, oh, why are Nigerians like this? Why are Nigerians like this? Oh, this man, you say he didn't come out to speak, this and that. He came out, people are still looking for. Some people say, oh, he broadcasted from Cuba. He did this, he did that. What is it? Of course, it's going to be like that. You cannot hold people. There are some things some people will overlook. Some people will not overlook it. We'll continue to say this. When Femi Adesina said, no, there was no need for the man to come and be talking here and there, that is his style. People say, no, it doesn't work that way. But at the end of the day, maybe they've gone to sit down, they sat down together and see that, no, the way they are going is not the best. What Nigerians are saying, Nigerians are not at fault at all, and they are very, very majority of Nigerians that are saying one or two things, they are very, very right in what they are saying. How can we be in a saner environment since we just be going upside down? We just say, oh, forget it, it does not matter, this and that. We complain too much. Why would we not complain too much? The same Buhari too, we know what he told Yaradua then, that he needed to talk, that voice note is nothing. If the government does not have anything they are hiding from, why can't they do the needful? They know what to do. These are not the things we are supposed to even be talking in the first place. It's something that he has to do at will. Not would like most governors, but at least we are going to use Sanwo-Olu as a typical example. He's doing it. Nobody will come and tell him, oh, you have to do this, you have to address, you have to do this. That is normal thing to do. That is normal thing to do. It's not what we need to now be dragging and be begging, go and do this, go and do that. But because abnormal things have now become normal to us, so even when things are going wrong, we don't even seem to see that they are wrong. And if people who are still in with their senses intact, when they are talking, you would just like, oh, people are too petty, no, they are not petty. That is the right thing to do. If we leave all those little things that we think they don't matter, it will get to a stage that they will overwhelm us and will not be able to do anything. And that's why we have a compounded problems on our hands, and people are taking some things that are not normal, they've taken it to be normal thing. And when you are saying it, it will be as if your own is too much. What is it? You are petty, you are this and that. Let us leave this one. This is not our problem. And that is why a lot of things are a lot of those little things you think that they are nothing, people will now be growing it, be building on it, and at the end of the day it will not be norms. But a day will not come once say, no, no, this thing cannot be like that. People will not tell you, but we have been doing this for a very long time now, so what is the big deal about it? So we need to pay details to a lot of things, and that's why everything has deteriorated to the stage as it the way it is now. So it is a good thing, because we know even the same Buhari and his party, we know the stress the tension they gave to the past government, of which what they were saying that time, it's not as if they were saying wrong things. They were not saying wrong things. Even when Buhari was even talking that time that Yar'Adua needed to address the country, it wasn't wrong. So why is it that everything that he did or he was complaining about past government, now he's doing those things and Nigerians or some of his supporters expect people to keep quiet? It does not work that way. If you can look away, to some things. Some people pay details to everything, and those things are really important. We always say, oh, this is not our problem for now, leave all those one now. May I beg you, may they leave this one now, make we face problem. That thing where they talk say no be problem, it will come and haunt you. It will definitely come and haunt us, and it's those things are hurting us now, and they are hurting us and they are haunting us. It's unfortunate. So those are the little things. So what? Don't worry, some people will still come and justify this because that is their usual way. They will justify it. That is why we are not making progress. We'll be pointing finger at, oh, see what is happening in that country. Oh, those countries are developed. If they overlook a lot of things, those countries will not be what they are today. If they overlook all of those things that we think that do not matter, if they overlook them, we will not go there. You see that most Nigerians, they will travel to all those developed countries. At the end of the day, once they get there, if that place, if you do anyhow, you see anyhow. All of those nonsense that we do in Nigeria, once they go there, they won't do it. Everybody maintain. Why will you go and tell them that, oh, in my country, it does not matter, and we can do whatever we want to do. You can just cross anyhow. You can do this anyhow. They can't try. Once they get there, they maintain. But as soon as they come back to Nigeria, they start their usual way. And people have been asking questions that why is it that we behave in that manner? Why is it that it's like that in Nigeria? When people leave Nigeria with their abnormal way of doing things, but once they cross to the other side, they maintain. Even if they are going to spend 1 year, they maintain to the end. But as soon as they come back to Nigeria, forget, it's a different ballgame entirely, and it's very, very unfortunate. Someone says, now Nasabi, 4+4 will soon complete, and you will package another animal farmer to lead you. When a blind man is leading a man with 2 eyes, what do you expect? Fatal fall. Who do now like this? Okay, that's what the person says. Say who do now like this? Of course, the same thing we've been asking, that if this situation presents itself in 2023, are we sure that people have really learned their lessons to be able to choose rightly? No. The same sentiment, the same tribal sentiment, the same ethnicity, the same whatever, the same all manner of sentiment will start setting in. Oh, let us do it this way. They will forget. We easily forget what we have really passed through, and that is what this particular person is talking about. It shows Buhari is incapable to distinguish between wrong and right. A normal person will use his sense and correct it. Must he always read scripts? Does it mean that Buhari cannot talk without reading? That's the question. Buhari or Jubri, thanks for singling that out. I observed that yesterday night and I was asking if some schools were still open. Well, I think they wrote the broadcast in a hurry when Nigerians protested too much, like pushed to broadcast. Of course, Nigerians can still do that because they can still do more. And like I said before, they can still do more. And asking, you know, let there be a press interview. Let journalists, not the one that are going to select themselves, let them ask the man questions. Let them ask them questions, but they will still avoid it. They will tell you, oh, it does not matter. Forget it. It doesn't matter. Yes, now it doesn't matter. That is where we are still where we are today. We are not making any progress. Someone say it's all right since a Nababa reader. We are not surprised. After all, even our dead people used to get appointments. How much more feeding school children that are already home with their families since. Although schools have closed, shows that they are aware of the closure of the schools and therefore so no justifiable reason to talk of school feeding. It was an obvious mistake. Nevertheless, pardonable in the face of this life plundering pandemic. Pandemic. Someone says, reminds me of secondary school days when some students will copy from a textbook and still fail because they don't even know where to find the correct answers. Someone says, God have mercy. I wonder how many people writing their mistake on top of the water and write of others on top of the stone. In some instances, he also said, I am directed to, please, who is directing CGFR? It is because Kyari is not around. Hmm. But does it mean this man Buhari cannot distinguish between right and wrong? It seems he's an awkward person. So guys, let us hear your opinion concerning what this writer is talking about, and the big mistake from Buhari's speech when he made that broadcast yesterday. Leave your comment below and let's have your take.